Welcome to Canada's top investment team. We've built up, I think, Canada's top-ranked independent advisory firm, basically from scratch, and being able to use the best possible ethics and business principles in doing it.
We believe in everything that we do in our personal life, church life, in our work life is ministry.
Married in 1985,
I believe that God has called both John and I together to do what we are doing. And first of all, I must say, as we both started off in different careers, independent, and then together, we joined as partners, well, husband and wife, obviously, and then as partners in our business, and made that decision and commitment that we would work together as one. Two different people as one, truly partner acting as one. And I believe that we were definitely called because both John and I have different strengths and weaknesses as well. And John has such a strength in investing and in finance and anything to do with money. And for me, my strength is more in influencing, and I work on a more macro level and very trend-minded, and I have more of a strength of influencing people and really being able to affect change. And so for the two of us together, we've been able to take those two strengths and gifts and make them one so that we are complete in a sense.
this husband and wife's corporate coming together didn't happen until 2 years later when Rebecca, the first female investment advisor on Bay Street, became pregnant.
I said to John, we have this great clientele, we've built up a top-notch business, and I need you to quit your job, John. Come and join me in the practice.
A chartered accountant one day and an assistant to his wife the next, John joined Richardson Greenshield, making the Horwoods a duo in demand.
What we were able to do as a couple was to drive that business to the point where we were the most successful advisory team in the old firm at Richardson Greenshields. Then I transitioned into RBC Dominion Securities. I was always in the top 10 advisors, and then we transferred over to Richardson Partners. We now have one of the most successful practices anywhere in Canada, in Canada's top-ranked investment firm with only 4 or 5 years. So we've come a long way, and especially the last 5 years have been very, very exciting.
And they've done it all with the guidance of God.
We focused on a biblical principle, and we focused on a verse in Zechariah. Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit, said the Lord God Almighty. And John and I together, we would remind each other of this, and we would say, just place it in God's hands and allow Him to do the work for us.
In most cases, Rebecca was the reminder and I was the remindee. There was no doubt about that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and we've developed, I think, our entire practice on the key biblical principles, which we try to translate into English, if you like, for our clients. So one of my focus is always on Galatians, where it talks about service, and the critical part of our practice here is what we refer to as world-class service. But what we're really saying is we're attempting to serve our client the way that Christ wants us to serve Him. So that's, I think, an example. Also, the whole issue of stewardship from biblical principles and the talents and so on translates extremely well into the world when we're dealing with things like planning, estate planning, tax planning. There's a direct translation in the way we treat money. We've developed, I think, our entire practice on the key biblical principles. I think a couple of excellent examples of translating our values into our practice into the real world is in the area of charity, where we're able to influence quite a number of affluent clients.
But it's not just their customers giving back.
In every office of our corporation, we support the United Way.
And over and above that, every partner in our firm has their own personal preference for charities. So almost every one of them is engaged in philanthropic, charitable activities of their own personal choosing.
It all makes for a workplace defined by John's favorite expression, "What you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying."
When we're dealing with things like planning, estate planning, tax planning, there's a direct translation in the way we treat money and the fact that we're to use it and to relax with our money, not be foolish with it, but also not to be greedy and to hold it tight to us. So those biblical principles apply very, very successfully in the world of finance on Bay Street. Also in the areas of understanding during times of difficulty, where we're able to spend time with them in family crises, death of a family member. Those kind of things are the value-added benefits of being able to share faith into our client base.
And from clients to colleagues, Rebecca and John are also bringing big business and the Bible together over monthly breakfasts.
We will have a business leader speak, and we'll talk about their purpose at work. And then we will have a time of sharing, and obviously we're having breakfast, and we're gabbing, and then we'll have a prayer time. But again, it comes back to the ability to connect with other people where we're of like minds and we're in business downtown. We're seeing amazing things happen amongst each other where we're able to help each other and also recognize there are many Christians downtown in the business world.
I think I like the word platform. Probably better than ministry. I see it as a platform or a springboard for us to be able to influence Bay Street, to influence the people in these towers, and also for them to clearly be able to distinguish the difference. One of my favorite expressions is, what you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. And I think the fact that our firm has been successful, that our practice has got to the top of the Canadian business over 5 years speaks volumes to the way we do business, our integrity, and our values. And those shine through under any circumstance.
Can you tell us a bit about the core values of Richardson Partner Financial Services?
Core value of Richardson Partners Financial. Interesting that you say that, because if we go back to 1857, it's 151 years ago, 1857, James Richardson started the original J.R. Richardson and Sons. And he said that he would like to build a company where people could place their trust. And throughout the years, 151 years, we have never moved away from that, moved away from building a company where people can place their trust. And a year ago, we celebrated the 150th anniversary of J.R. Richardson, our parent company. And if you think about it, J.R. Richardson started before Confederation, and the company has stayed together. The sixth generation is now starting to join the firm. And again, everything is based on trust, a company where people can place their trust.
John, what about integrity?
I think the fact that you've been able to keep a family business together for 6 generations speaks a great deal to their ability and integrity in the marketplace. You'll likely never see them in the newspaper. Hopefully you'll never hear about them, because they don't want that kind of publicity. Their job is to remain focused on their family and business goals, and trust and integrity are core values.